Good evening, Mr. Schmeling.
Good evening.
Can we talk briefly about this evening?
Absolutely.
Event? Yes.
Yes. So the evening event is about science communication in general, and there will be a panel discussion in particular focusing on science communication through comics.
Is the first time now?
It is the first time.
Yes.
It is not the first time that we organize an event about science communication.
We
had a training last
year.
Exactly. Exactly. We had a training last year in the context of our Ta'ziz kickoff conference, and now we have a joint event with AGYA, the Arab-German Young Academy, for Science and Humanities, a partner organization from Germany. Exactly. And they organized the event together with us, and we will focus on science communication tonight. It is a public event, but there was a 3-day workshop beforehand at Zaytuna University, also about science communication through comics.
Okay. How can science be communicated through comics?
I'm very curious to see that tonight, because I myself don't have so much experience in science communications through comics in particular. I read a couple of science comics beforehand, and it is very impressive how exciting they can be, and at the same time instructive, and give us some information about scientific findings.
We see this night. Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. How to teach science communication with the story parts to graduate students?
I think it's important to involve the students, maybe also involve other target groups. So we identify how to design the comics, what to focus on, maybe also to decide what is important and what do we have to leave out, what cannot be presented in a comic, because scientific research is very complex and scientific papers are very complex, but we have to break it down to the bubbles, to the parts of the comics.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. How we help students develop with the comics?
I think it can be beneficial for the students. It can also be beneficial for a broader audience, so they can maybe get a first idea of a topic in an accessible way, let's say, and then develop their ideas further, their own working on the topic. So it's not only for students, but it's also for a broader public, and even for kids that might be interested in learning more about a topic through a fun way, an accessible way.
Why this event only in Amman, not in Zarqa or the Irbit?
I think because we have many universities here in Amman. Of course, people from Zarqa, and I know that colleagues from Hashemite University, for example, are going to join from Zarqa University maybe as well, also from other universities in the country. But as you know, Amman is always the hub for these events, big city, and so this is why we decided to have the workshop here, the panel discussion here, also because the workshop took place at Zaytuna University, which is based in Amman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Schmeling.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Today's fast-paced media landscape is a challenge. I not so fondly remember when I had to defend my dissertation in front of the panel, and it was a very difficult thing for me to get my very complicated legal thinking into a wording that the other side would understand, because my feeling was at the time when I wrote that dissertation that I was the only one who could actually understand what I was thinking. I don't know whether you know this kind of feeling, but at the time that was my feeling. So the question that I have to ask, and probably you have to ask yourselves also, is how to break down complex and often very technical subjects for a general public, and how to even get their attention in the first place. Now, I just saw one or two of the products, which is one very good way, I think, to attract at least the attention of children who cannot read yet, because images, of course, are the first thing that we humans are able to look at and hopefully to understand. Using these innovative tools, such as art, can help bridge the gap between science and society, broaden the accessibility of scientific research, and reach new audiences. The latter is also particularly important to attract new talent. 3 days ago, we celebrated International Day of Women and Girls in Science. Science needs the best of minds. However, a lot of research potential is still wasted because there are far too highly qualified women working in research. Not two, I'm sorry, there are many highly qualified women who work in research. This is both true in my and in your country here. The Jordanian-German Research Cooperation can help address this issue, for example, by providing opportunities for female researchers to gain experience abroad through scholarships and exchange programs. An area where Germany can actually learn from countries in the MENA region is how to get more girls interested in STEM subjects. Natural sciences, technology, engineering, and mathematics. In the Arab world, 57%, I'm told, of STEM graduates are female. In my country, it's only 22%. I would say there's a lot of room for improvement here in my country. I therefore hope that the comic that will be produced based on your work over the last 3 days will indeed empower youth and especially girls to engage in science. We need them, and by the way, not only in the science field. I want to thank the Arab-German Young Academy of Science and Humanities for bringing together researchers from Germany and a wide range of Arab countries to facilitate mutual learning and exchange on such important issues. My particular thanks, of course, go to the initiators of the workshop, Professor Sunogrot and Professor Lisse from AGIA, and the partners who have helped to organize it, Al Zaytuna University of Jordan and the DEA team. So without further ado, and for me not to be having to ramble in front of you for any longer, and also because I'm very curious to see how comic can change my life, because I have learned that this is what you're able to do. I'm a bit apprehensive, but very curious to see that. Thank you very much.